Sifu is an action game that puts you in the shoes of a young kung fu apprentice in a quest to avenge the murders of their family. Having your martial prowess and a magical pendant as your only allies, you have to go through different hideouts and face the swarm of goons blocking your path. Most importantly though, if you are to make it till the end, you'll need to learn and master the game's combat mechanics. In the fashion of a traditional martial arts movie, punching and kicking until nobody is left standing is the way to go. One input is dedicated to light but fast attacks, and another one is used for heavy strikes. Performing different sequences results in attack strings with various properties, such as dealing more damage or pushing away an opponent. As you progress through the game, you may learn new attacks to help you manage enemies in more difficult situations. Two different gauges are displayed above each enemy's head. The first one is the structure bar. It fills up every time your attack reaches an enemy, even if they defend against it. It does, however, deplete over time. When you fill an enemy's structure bar all the way up, they enter a structure broken state, which means that they are defenseless. When you're close enough to them, press the dedicated input combination and finish them off with a flashy takedown. After that, this enemy will no longer bother you. Bear in mind that you also have your own structure bar to worry about. It fills up when you get hit, be it directly or in guard. If it breaks, you'll be unable to act for a short while, leaving you wide open to additional damage. That said, you can protect your structure by performing the right defensive actions, which in turn can damage the enemy's structure. The other gauge is a classic health bar. Any successful attack will decrease it, and when it drops down to 0, the enemy gets automatically knocked out. Note that it doesn't decrease when the opponent is defending themselves. As opposed to structure, health cannot be recovered, and as it drops, it also curbs the structure's recovery. Obviously, you too get a health bar. Every time you defeat an opponent, it goes up a bit. Run out of juice, and you will die. Every time you die, your magical pendant brings you back to life with a trade-off of aging. You begin the game aged 20 and hit game over after reaching 70. Dying once increases your death counter by 1. Each additional death raises the counter. Should you decide to rise back up, this counter gets added to your current age. This means that the more you die, the faster you age. To decrease the death counter, you can either beat specific enemies or choose a dedicated reward on the shrines. Now, Sifu is a challenging game. You will likely have to die and retry multiple times before mastering different levels and making significant progress in the next ones. That said, 3 difficulty options are available: Student, Disciple, and Master. If you have trouble with fast-paced action but still want to enjoy the game for its atmosphere and story, you may opt for the Student difficulty level. Here, enemies are less aggressive, you have more health, and you age 1 year at a time. If you want to get the original Sifu experience, play the game at the Disciple level. You will quickly realize that dying is part of the learning process, and that, just like any martial art, practice does make perfect. If you're a tough cookie and like to push yourself to the limit, then give a go to the Master difficulty level. However, we don't recommend it for your first playthrough, as you will be expected to be comfortable with the game's more advanced and subtle mechanics. Enemies are more aggressive, have intricate attack patterns, and your health bar's reduced size leaves little margin of error. Regardless of the option you go for, you can always switch between levels. Nevertheless, once the difficulty level has been lowered for a save slot, there is no turning back. If you want to replay in a more difficult mode, you will need to create a new save slot. Before jumping into the action, give a go to the lessons available in the main hub by interacting with a wooden dummy after the introduction. These lessons cover all the game's basic mechanics and will help you better understand how to fight efficiently in Sifu. Additional options are available to make the game more comfortable, with functions such as the dark theme for menus, high contrast display, or keybinds remapping. Don't hesitate to test them. Good luck, and have fun.